Scorpios, welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at what the month of March has in store for you. I'm going to do the oracle cards first, and then we're going to do like an 8-card spread with the tarot cards to see what comes up. Any information you may be looking for, I will have listed in the description box, so just check there. And let's get started and see what's going on. I hope that the month has already been treating you well. Scorpios, see what's going on. March 2024. Okay, so abundance is the first card that came out. And we got that double 8 energy. I don't know if 8 is significant to any of you. I wanted to point that out. We also have moving on. We have timeout. We have creativity, and we also have individuality. All right, so the month of March is about finally moving forward, especially if you felt like you needed to pause and reflect and think about how to approach a family relationship, how to approach a romantic relationship, how to even approach your finances. Some of you have like a business, or some of you have a creative endeavor where you really want to make money. You want to make money from your gifts. You want to make money from your talents. And it's been the question of, how exactly do I position myself to make that a reality? And you could be realizing that there's certain chapters that you need to open up, or certain moves that you have to make in order for you to kind of get closer and closer to your goals. So some of you could be moving into more of this, like, okay, I'm going to focus on me. If you were, wanting to maybe bring certain friends in or work with certain people, you could be realizing that until you kind of like focus on your creative dreams and bring life into it, people are going to kind of follow you on that path. You don't have to convince people that you are, gifted in doing certain things, or you don't have to wait for other people to kind of realize that you're good at what you do. All you got to do is show up, and then all the support or all the people around you will eventually kind of follow. So that's something that you're also going to be realizing during this month, or just may realize through just taking a moment out for yourself. I also feel like this is a month where if you've been just kind of, again, needing a moment to regroup or get your energy back to more of a level place, you could start to feel a lot better energetically by the second week of this month. Okay, it could gradually have started now, actually, but you'll start to see like this total energy shift by like the second week of March. Okay, let's keep going. We also have personal power that flew out, which I love. So you're taking control over your life. There have been certain situations that almost felt like it had a lot of control over you, or you didn't necessarily know how to navigate it. This is the month where you're like, you know what, I'm going to take the power back. And I also have recycle, which represents recover. I have cloud, which represents distractions. We have angel numbers, which represents confirmation. Yeah, the 8s are significant in your reading. I just noticed this. We got 8, and I mentioned that in the beginning of the reading. And then we have another 8, which was right after it, which was moving on. So for a lot of you, your way of tapping into abundance, or tapping into knowing that you are naturally abundant, that there is an abundance of love around you, there's an abundance of money around you. You just gotta position yourself to kind of get in where you fit in. That's like my favorite saying to say. And in you like moving away from this like scarcity mindset of, oh, this is the only relationship that I'll ever get in that's going to make me happy, or oh, this is going to be the only job that I'm going to make this type of money from. Once you transition from that belief into, wait, all I got to do is just kind of find what's for me in this current state that I'm in, instead of that this is the only thing for me mindset, is how you kind of tap into that abundance. Okay, now with personal power, recover, distractions, and confirmation showing up, there could be a lot of instances where your spiritual team is going to be sending you angel numbers. It could be 8s, it could be other numbers, but pay attention to when you're experiencing them and what you're thinking about, what you could be having conversations about, what you're doing in that moment. Angel numbers is a reminder to be present in the moment, to see what spirit is trying to say to you, because that's more significant than Googling what 555 means, And also with distractions, if you have been thrown off by your own thoughts or ruminating on certain topics or issues, again, this is going to be a month where we're getting out of that scarcity mindset or that belief that we have to just kind of like stay stuck to things that kind of remove us away from the things that we very want. So some of you, for instance, the distraction that could be in your life is a situation where you're having to convince somebody that you're lovable, or having to convince somebody that you're worth giving a shot, or having to convince somebody that you're worth them changing who they are in terms of the lifestyle that they live, the mindset that they occupy, whatever it may be. This in itself is a distraction away from what's truly already out there for you, that's in alignment with you. But sometimes we get wrapped up in it and it becomes like a project. And this is a month where Spirit's like, no, let's take a chance on going towards things that are more so in alignment with us, where we don't have to tweak or change certain things about individuals or situations in order for them to work for us. Okay. All right, let's pull from here and see what else is coming up for you, Scorpios. Okay, we got the Six of Wands as the first card. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What does the month of March have in store? What does the month of March have in store? I got the Temperance card, Four of Cups, Ace of Wands. Sorry about that. We have the Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and one more, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, so, well, we got the Crown and the Queen. All right, so let's get into it. So first card's gonna represent the overall energy. So the Six of Wands is beautiful. This talks about success. This talks about being in the spotlight. This talks about putting your talents on the forefront. So you could be getting some sort of notoriety, some sort of support. For my creatives, this could be a great month for you to kind of like see progress in your creative endeavors. Okay, you could even be recognized by people in your personal life where they're like telling you straight up, oh, I love your music, I love your art, I love that you do this, I love that you do that. This could even be in a job where you're getting maybe a raise or a promotion, or you're being put on the spotlight for all that you may offer the job itself. There's some sort of like appreciation or some sort of like showering of compliments that you may get from like either random strangers, or this could be from people in your personal life for something that you end up doing. Yeah, I got the Three of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So just when you may have been like kind of disappointed in how something was going, you could see glimpses of like support coming at you and telling you to kind of keep going. And this could be the very thing that gets you to keep going. Okay, also if you've been like disappointed with maybe not hearing back from certain jobs, you could get a position that ends up working out perfectly for you after being maybe let down or disappointed, is basically what I'm saying. Okay, I'm also seeing someone trying to get your attention. This could be somebody who may have like broke your heart at one point, or they let you down in terms of you having certain expectations for what could have been or what could be for this connection, and things may have not necessarily played out that way. Now, let's move into career and finance. I have the Temperance card. So with the Temperance showing up, you could be seeing, again, balance, harmony, progression coming from here. Okay, also for my Scorpios, where you have multiple things that you do, maybe you have like a 9-to-5 and also like a side business, or like multiple things that you're trying to get done. Integration or having some sort of balanced schedule could be a big focus for you during this month. And you could be getting more of a balance around things. And being a lot more intentional in how you're managing your time is another thing I'm seeing. So this is going to be really great. So you'll be able to fit in more room or space to do all of the things that you like to do by having more of a schedule. patience is paying off. The Temperance card talks about patience. It talks about continuing to be in this balanced position in regards of what's going on around you. Staying calm, staying resilient. So this is going to definitely pay off. Now, when it comes to love, I have the Four of Cups. So in regards to love, so in general, some of you could be like just straight up bored with your love life. You could be single and you could be either bored of people that are trying to pursue you and not really interested in like trying to take anything on as of right now, because maybe there's just things that you see that could be potential issues down the line. Or maybe you're just in this energy of just being a lot more protective of yourself emotionally. Okay, also with the Four of Cups, if not bored in the sense of you being like single, for my people who are in a relationship, there could be just straight up issues that you want your person to work on, or you want to be worked on within your relationship. And you could be kind of tired of it being like a lingering issue. And it's like your person maybe isn't being receptive to what you have to say, or is it maybe hearing you? And this could be something that's just a little bit overwhelming. Another thing I'm seeing with this, there could be somebody you're interested in, but you could be questioning whether or not they would reject you if you actually did put your feelings on display for them. This could be a friend, this could be someone who you work with, somebody who you're cool with. You don't really know how they will respond to you trying to maybe express your feelings, and this could be making you a little bit uncomfortable or unsure about whether or not you should even do that. Okay? What else? You could be wondering if like an ex may reject you if you try to talk to them, or you could have an ex try to talk to you and you could be more of in this energy of not being sure if you should accept this opportunity, considering how things may have left off in the past. So it's interesting stuff around love. Now, advice for you as a whole for this month, I have the Ace of Wands. So the advice is to take decisive action. I got the same card in the same position for Taurus. So Scorpios, if you do have Taurus in your chart prominently, like in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus placement, I will check that video out if you want to. But with the Ace of Wands, taking decisive action and no longer like sitting back on ideas and just letting them shuffle in your brain constantly and just not doing anything about it. It is the advice. Also with the Ace of Wands, I said this too for Tauruses. If you're having an issue with discernment or being able to kind of see through people or wonder if people's intentions are positive or are more so for their own personal gain, it's important to pay attention to the actions of what people are doing during this month, okay? Words are important, yes, but it's only a sliver of the big piece of the pie. And you want to make sure that you're looking at the whole situation in totality in terms of how this person is acting and what they're communicating to you to kind of see if it adds up or if there's a confliction. And if there's a confliction, then that's a red flag. Okay, always a red flag if the words and the actions don't match up. Okay, what I have in terms of the challenge, I have the Queen of Cups or the Crown of Cups. So the challenge could be certain emotions that you have during this month that you don't necessarily know what to do with. So for example, you could still feel a lot for someone romantically and you don't really know what to do because you guys may not be on speaking terms. Things may not be really that good between you two. There may be this question around whether or not you're just kind of still having love for somebody who, you know, maybe you got to cut off. So it just kind of feels a little bit overwhelming. Another thing I'm seeing, like this could manifest in the sense of you just having like certain things you want to express or get off of your chest, and maybe you're having like a hard time conveying this, or maybe waiting for the chance to kind of do this, and the chance hasn't necessarily presented itself. There could just also be intense emotions that are coming up throughout this month that you're having to navigate or having to do something with. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. The challenge could also be the fact that you want to work on a relationship with someone, but there could be like this extreme defensiveness either from them or from you, especially if you were wronged by this person. It's like you don't want to be done with the relationship, but you also don't forgive them either for certain things that they've done. So it's like a catch-22. Now, what to be aware of, I do have the Five of Pentacles. So you want to be aware of a lack mindset. Any moment that you find yourself wondering, will I ever find love again? Whenever you start to ask that question, know that that's rooted in a lack belief, because if you're lovable, then of course you'll be able to find love again. That's our minds trying to believe that just because the person that we loved a lot isn't in our life anymore, now we're suddenly unlovable. Now we're suddenly incapable of attracting what's, genuinely what we are, which is love. We were born out of love. So any mindset of, will I ever, attract genuine love again? Will I ever make money? Will I ever get out of my fight? Whenever you start to think that way, that is connected to a lack belief. And that isn't necessarily a reality. You are not lacking anything. So when those thoughts come up, completely shoot it out and say, nope, I'm not going to ask those type of questions. I'm not going to believe those type of narratives, because I am lovable. I am abundant naturally. All I got to do is just get in where I fit in. Another thing you want to be aware of is other people who are in a lack vibration where they may not feel like they're lovable. So when you come in with all this abundance of love to give to someone else or to give to them, they don't necessarily know how to receive it, and then they don't want to be around, they run away. Anybody like this, you can't love the crap out of them out of their trauma. That's something that they have to work through. So what you need to be aware of is being attracted to people who struggle with accepting love, almost to a point to where you feel like you got to change who you are as a person because of the fact that they are unable to kind of accept this or take this in. Okay. Now, what you need to avoid, I have the Knight of Wands. So you want to avoid anything that's going to burn you out energetically. You need to preserve your energy for things that you actually want to do, or things that you actually care about. So if you're being drained by somebody who, is making you feel irrational or making you feel irritable, you need to be very mindful of that, okay? Any person, any situation that's like a drain to you energetically, especially creatively, where, in dealing with it, it just makes you feel like you don't want to create, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, you need to stay away from it, okay? Whether this is certain substances, certain foods, certain people, environments, you need to stay away from it. Now, outcome for this week, or not week, for the month, I have the Queen of Cups. So the outcome for this month, again, there could be a lot of emotions that are coming up towards the end of this month. There also may be a Leo of significance or a water sign, so pay attention to that. But I'm seeing that there's certain emotions coming up, yes, but you could be in a state of calm or a state of peace with certain things that you may have felt emotionally weighed down by previously. So for example, you may have felt really weighed down in the beginning of the month with how a relationship played out. By the end of this month, you could be in this space of still feeling a way about how things ended, but in a way where you're like, well, at least I tried my best, or at least I did X, Y, and Z, or just kind of come into terms with a lot of different things. Also with the Hangman, if you've been just kind of sitting back, feeling kind of lethargic, you could be back in your groove completely by the end of this month. And like getting back on track. Especially when it comes to like working out, when it comes to some sort of business here, you could be finding yourself just a lot more focused. But this is what I see. I hope that this was helpful and did give you insight, Scorpios, on what to expect for the month of March. I will see you later. If you enjoyed, thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I'll see you later.